All right, y'all, it's finals time. This is going to be the penultimate Voices episode because next week we're going to open the floor to everybody. But this week I'm just going to talk about the history between our two competitors. Erise and I are playing in finals this week, and we're going to discuss that today. So I hope you guys enjoy the episode, and I'll see you in chat. And yeah, that's all. See ya. All right, what's going on, PLC? It's the final week of the season. We started in like mid to late January. February, March, April has come and gone. It's the last week of May, and we are wrapping up the season with finals this week. And I'm in finals, so that's pretty freaking sweet. I'm not going to lie to you. It's pretty awesome. I'm playing Erise this week, who is the, four-time champion. I am... a single-time champ myself, so it's going to be, we're going to have a repeat champion in some capacity at the end of this week, and I honestly hope it's me, but Erise is no slouch, so this is going to be hopefully a good match. Hopefully we make it a good one, hopefully make it a good set, but yeah, it's going to be fun. So the season's going to be done after this week, regardless, point-blank period, that's happening. I will be a champion, or I will be runner-up, and I hope I'm the champion when it's all said and done. But let's get into it. We're going to do the same thing we did for the past couple weeks in playoffs, where I just kind of cover the history. And then I'm going to open Voices up next week to everybody. And I'm actually going to encourage everybody to participate, because I just want to hear about the season from everyone's perspective. So if you just have, a minute or two, 5-10 minutes, whatever you want to do, just kind of talk about the season. And I'll open it up next week for that conversation to be had, and that Voices episode should be a lot better. But this one, again, just talking about history of the two competitors, and we'll go from there. So that being said, Ian said something last week that was kind of interesting. He said, the Founders Feud Part 2, which is Erise and I have never, really considered ourselves a rivalry, I don't think. I'm going to go into the history in just a sec. We've played quite a bit, but again, it's never really been like a rivalry that's been established. If anything, Erise has kind of kicked my butt every time we've played, so I guess that's probably why it's not necessarily considered a rivalry. But he said the Founders Feud Part 2, and I was like, yeah, I never really thought about that. But we are really, like, if you want to get, like, really technical, I mean, we might actually be the Founders point blank period, because there's a message, so I'm gonna read this to you real quick. I sent this message to 3 people. I sent it to Erise, one of them being Erise, but I sent it to Erise. I sent it to a guy named Trenton that I knew in high school, and I sent it to a guy named Jacob that I met in college. And I never met these people, or these friends, essentially. I never met them as like, hey, I'm a Pokemon fan. You're a Pokemon fan? Let's be Pokemon fans together, right? I never met these guys in that capacity. So I sent them a message because I had gathered in some way, shape, or form that they were Pokemon fans. In 2015, so I'm 25 years old at this time. I think Erise is a year or two older than me, but I think Jacob, I think we were in the same grade. We met in school and college, and Trenton and I graduated the same, in 2008, so I'm assuming we're the same age as well. But 25 years old, it's not exactly a cool thing to be a Pokemon fan, you know what I mean? Especially in your mid-20s, you're supposed to be drinking, clubbing, doing all that stuff, traveling, getting married, having kids, things like that, right? And being a Pokemon fan is not really high up on that list, but I sent these guys a message, and I said, again, September 23rd, 2015, 11:48 p.m. So maybe I should have been in bed, but I wasn't. So I was messaging them about Pokemon. So here we go. Y'all might think I'm dumb for this. This is me sending a message to these 3 people. Y'all might think I'm dumb for this, but I think it would be awesome. Would anyone be interested in a Pokemon League using Pokemon Showdown Online that operates like a professional sports league? We'd all have our teams and play like a 25 game regular season, then have a postseason. Pokemon Showdown is a really easy battle simulator online if y'all haven't heard of it. Jacob comes back and says, I wish I could, man, but I just don't have the free time right now to do that. I kind of messed that up a little bit, but that's essentially what he was getting to. Maybe next year I can. And then the one person that responds and says yes, that says, all right, cool, is Erise. He said, I would. I usually play 3DS only, but Showdown is cool. I knew about it, but have never started. And then I respond to Jacob and says it's fine. But that's all I have in the screenshot. But essentially, I reach out to these 3 people. I don't even know if Trent never got back to me, but that's a story for a different day, I guess. But yeah, Erise came back and said, yes, let's do it. So he's literally the first person that said, yes, let's do it in PLC history. So again, founders at its core definition, that's kind of Erise and I, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's a little bit of history between, a little bit of PLC history, I guess. But yeah, it started with that message way back in 2015 where Erise is like, all right, bet, like, yeah, I'll of course play and I'll of course win 4 championships in 9 years. Yeah, let's do this. But yeah, it's just kind of cool. So Ian kind of mentioned Founders Feud, and I was like, that is, yeah, it's actually kind of true. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, here we are, Season 10. I have a championship, Erise has 4, and we are about to go at it in finals of Season 10. So it's pretty cool. So all that being said, Erise and I have played, a little bit of history here. Erise and I have played in the regular season 11 times, which is actually pretty crazy. That's quite a few matchups. Erise has won 8 of those matchups. I've won 3. So again, when we play, he kind of kicks my butt, and that's kind of been the history of our matchup. And then we've played once in the postseason. We played in the postseason 1 time, way back in Season 1. That was in like a singles format. And that was the first season, of course. We played, technically it was the semifinals, but there were only, 4 players in playoffs. So once you made playoffs, you were in semifinals. But Erise did beat me in that set where he then goes on to win his first championship. But yeah, that actually was a really cool set because I hit a Ferrothorn with a nasty Fire Blast. I think it was a Fire Blast, maybe a Flamethrower, but that was pretty cool. It was on the switch in, so I always, think back to that. That's always a fun thought for me. Again, the grander set I lost, but that move was pretty fun. And then I also was 1 poison turn away from killing his Clefairy, but I think he killed me with, it was either a Moonblast or a Flamethrower. He killed my Venusaur, I think. I attacked with some type of poison move, Sludge Bomb, Sludge Wave, something like that. Got the poison, which would next turn would have killed, but then he hit me back with either, again, a Moonblast or a Flamethrower, and it killed my Venusaur, which I then, lost the set. That was in Game 3. I'll actually link that battle, because I did that for my Season 1, look back. I'll link that whole set below if you want to check that out. But yeah, he did beat me in semifinals in Season 1, where, again, he went on to win his first championship of many, and that's the only time we've met in playoffs, which is actually kind of crazy. So maybe we'll have more of a rivalry after this set. Hopefully we can give you guys a good one. But, oh, excuse me, that was weird. But, I mean, that's it. So there's not really much history to talk about. He kicks my butt in the regular season. He's kicked my butt once in the playoffs, and here we go again in Season 10 finals. So it's kind of more PLC history, which was actually kind of cool to look back on and think about. But yeah, that's our history as well. So I guess that's all for this Voices episode. And again, next week, if you guys are listening to this, I want people to participate next week because that's going to be the grander Season 10 is over. What did you guys think episode? And I want everyone to kind of chip in if they can. But yeah, that's all for now. So I will see you guys in chat, and this time next week, one of us will be a champion again, and hopefully it's me. That's a weird way to end it, because what if I lose? I did it again. My voice is going crazy. I'm making noises, just weird stuff. But yeah, hopefully it is me. Erise, if it is you, then, props to you. But yeah, I hope it's a good set, and I hope it's fun. But yeah, see you guys in chat, and that's all for now. Peace.